so -4 times 1 plus b, so we get 3 is equal to -4 plus b. So we add 4, we get b equals 7. So we get y equals -4x plus 7, right? So that, you see, that right here is the equation of the line. So now, I know a lot of people don't like word problems, but look, some of them, we have just to go ahead and attack them, okay? They don't hide like some hard math. They don't. For instance here, John has 2,590 in his checking account, right? That is, at what time? This is X and the Y. The X represents the time, and the Y represents the balance, right? The amount in the account. The Y is the amount in the account. And the X is the number of weeks. Okay? What week number what? Week number what? He has 2,590. Is he week number what?
X.
That is a week. Okay, is X, right?
Yeah.
Is it like the first week, second week, or just at the beginning?
We don't know.
That is at the beginning, right? You see, John has 2,000 at the beginning, right? Let's say now, today, he has 2,590. So this is week 0, right?
Oh, okay.
That is week 0, because he did not operate no withdrawal yet, right?
Right.
He did not withdraw any amount yet. So each amount he's going to withdraw 300. I mean, each week. So after 1 week, you see, week 1 week. He withdrew 300. How much he got? Now that he withdrew 300, how much he got? 2,290. Exactly, because you're gonna do 2,590 minus what? Minus 300, right? Okay, so just give you 2,290. So now look, now I have 2 points, right? Okay, every time I have 2 points, well, I can find the slope, right? Okay, every time I got 2 points, I can find the slope. Just like here, just like, just like this one. The only thing is this one, the numbers don't mean nothing. The numbers are just 1, 3, 3, -5. But here, the numbers mean something. X is the time and Y is the balance, right? That's the only difference. So what is the slope? The M is going to be the difference of the Y's, 2290 minus 2590 over the difference of the X's, 1 minus 0, right? Which is -300. That is the slope. Now look now. I have Y equal mx plus b, Y equal -300x plus b. Remember what we said, b represents the x-intercept, right? If you can go ahead and take one of the points to get the b exactly as we did before. But look at closely to the 2 points we got. Do you see any y-intercept there? Of the 2 points, do you see one of them being the y-intercept?
No.
No.
What is the main characteristic of the y-intercept? How much is the x?
0.
Y-intercept. X is 0, right?
Yes.
Do you see a point where the x is 0? The 2 points we got. What is that point? The first point, right?
Yeah.
That point actually is the y-intercept, right? Because x is what?
0.
The x is 0, right? So I don't need to bother myself with calculation. I know the b is what? I know the b is 2,590, okay? But if you want to, you can do the math, actually. You're gonna find the same thing. You can take the first point, you say x equals 0, y equals this, and you solve for b. You're gonna get the same thing. Or you take the second point, you're gonna get the same thing. All right? So now we go to the systems. I know last time we talked about it. We did that last time, actually. Okay, remember that. We have 3 methods. In the final exam, I will ask you to choose your own method, okay? you're going to choose your own method. And I think the choice is according to the system in front of us, right? For instance, this system right here. When I look at this system, I look at the first equation. I say this system might be easy to solve with the substitution method, right? And everybody knows why? Because here I have x by itself, right? Right here, I have x only. I don't have no number in front of x, right? So the substitution might work very well. So I do x minus 2y equals 6. So I add 2y here. So I get x equal what? 6 plus 2y, right? We are doing now, what we are doing now is a substitution method, okay? Where I'm going to substitute this x equals 6 plus 2y, where I'm going to put it? Where?
Next to the
second
3.
one.
Next to the 3, thank you very much. I'm going to put it next to the 3. I'm going to take this stuff right here, I'm going to put it next to the 3 in the second equation. I get 3 parentheses, 6 plus 2y plus 7y is equal to 5, right? You see, now the rest is just distribution, which is 18 plus 6y plus 7y equal to 5. That is 13y right here. And here, minus 18, we get equal to negative 13. So we divide by 13, we get y equal to what? We get y equal negative 1, right? So are we done solving?
No.
What you have to do with this negative 1 to be done? To find x, right? We need to find x. What we do? We take this negative 1, we put it where? We put it here, so we get x equals 6 plus 2 times negative 1, which is 6 minus 2, which is 4. So my solution is x is 4, y is negative 1, right? That is my solution. That is what we call then the substitution method, okay? This is a refresher. So now the elimination method or the addition method. Look at this one right here. Maybe, okay, because this one is straightforward, let's do this one, the number 13, which is not straightforward, right? Do I see similar numbers in front of one of the variables? Do I see? I don't see similar numbers in front of one of the variable, right? Which means if I want to do the addition method, I have to do something. I have to multiply one of the equation by something to get similar numbers or opposite numbers, right? Look at the two equations. In front of x, you have 7 and 2. In front of y, I have 3 and negative 1. Which one is going to be easier for me to become opposite numbers? Which one? That's the number in front of x or the number in front of y?
The number in front of y?
Exactly. Because you can do both, but the one, since I am always for the little work, right? I'm always for the little work. I rather choose y. Because look now in the y. I have 3, I have negative 1. To make them match, I just need to change the second equation, right? I just need to multiply the second equation by how much?
3.
By 3, that's it. It's going to be 7x plus 3y equal negative 4. This one didn't change. And this one now, when you say 3 times 2x, how much we get?
6x.
6x. And 3 times negative y, you get what?
Negative 3y.
3y. And don't forget to multiply the other one by 3 is a negative 9, right? What happens now when we add them up? What will happen to the y's? They cancel out, right?
Cancel out the y.
And give you the 13x is equal how much? Negative 13.
Negative 13.
Divide by 13, we get x equal negative 1. Now, once we get x equal negative 1, we take that value, we plug in that value anywhere here we want to get the y. The first equation or the second equation, doesn't matter. Okay? Let's take the first equation. After we get 7 times negative 1 plus 3y is equal to negative 4. We get negative 7 plus 3y is equal to negative 4. We add 7, so we get 3y is equal to 3. We divide by 3, we get y equal 1. So my solution will end up be Negative 1 for X, 1 for Y. That is the substitution method. I mean, that is the addition method, right? So now on the final exam, I will ask you to choose your method, right? I will ask you to choose your method. All right, so I think that was test number 1. Okay. Now, when you open test number 2, start with a word question. It's very likely you're going to have something like that on the test, okay? Very likely. So, what you do here, Sam has a total of $8.15 in her wallet, which is constituted of quarters and dimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we said organizing yourself is very important right here. We say here quarters, call them X, and dimes, we call them Y. How many quarters? This is the number of quarters, right? I don't know how many quarters. The number of quarters is X and the number of dimes is Y. Now the value now. Okay, now you have the choice. You can either count in dollars or you can count in cents, right? You have the choice. Okay, let's say we don't like fraction. I mean, we don't like decimal numbers, right? So 1 quarter is how many cents?
25.
25 cents. And how many quarters we have? You have X of them, right?
Right.
What's going to be the value then? You're going to multiply 25 by
X.
X. 1 dime is how many cents?
10.
10.
You see, I ask that because I don't know. I don't know how many dimes, how many cents a dime is. It's always confused, I always get confused in my head, So a dime is 10 cents, right? How many dimes we have?
Y. And
We have Y dimes, right? You see, this table is very valuable right here. This table, as you see, because this table allows you to write the equation. Now, when you add up the number of quarters, how much you get? That's the total right
41.
here. You have 41 coins,
No,
right?
41. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And when you add up the value, how much you get?
8.15.
8.15, because in cents, right? So my equations are X plus Y equal to 41, and 25X plus 10Y equal to 815. I just go ahead and do the solve by whatever method I want to solve. So let's say, what method you want to use here? Substitution, addition?
whatever's easiest. I don't know.
In this case, substitution works very well here.
Okay.
The first one tells me X is 41 minus Y, right? And then we take this, we put it right here. So we get 25 parentheses 41 minus Y plus 10Y equal to 815. So we distribute, right? So 25 times 41 is 1,025, right? $1,025, right?
1,025.
Minus 25Y plus 10Y is equal to 815. So we group these two. This is 1,025 minus 15Y equal to 815. So we subtract 1,025 on both sides, right? So we get 210. So we get negative 15Y, you see, equal to negative 210. We divide by negative 15, divide by negative 15. So we get 14. So we have 14. The Y is dimes, right? We have 14 dimes. So how many quarters then? X is 41 minus 14, which is 27 quarters, right?
Yeah, that's
Got it. Okay.
All right. So please try to remember this table. It's very, very, very helpful. You don't have to, it's not obligatory to do it, right? But you will have in the test, you will have to write the two equations. I don't have to see the table as is, but you have to write the two equations, okay? You see now, if we want to play with it, now we use quarters and dimes. We can use quarters and nickels, you know, we can use dimes and nickels, etc., right? These are the variations we can use. Okay. So now in the next chapter, chapter 3, remember, we came across something like that, exponents, right?
I hate them.
So you have to remember, me too, I hate this stuff, right? So
Yeah.
you have to remember how to move the exponents, right? To make them positive, and also how to combine them, right? And we say, just to be organized, you see, I can take care first, let me take care first of this stuff right here. The order you take care of the stuff is not a mandatory order, okay? But me, I like to be organized, so I'm going to take care of the parentheses first, okay? So when you take care of the parentheses, the power 4 outside must be distributed to everybody inside, right? So you get x to the negative 6, y squared, and then the 5 will be to what power?
4.
Power 4. The x will be to what power?
6.
Okay, I am glad you said
Oh,
6
Oh,
because it's not
multiply,
6.
right?
You multiply, exactly.
So 8.
It's going to be 8, you see? And then the y will be to the 12. When exponents are compounded, you multiply them, okay? So, and here 5 to the 3rd power, x to the 7th power, and y to the 10th. Now, look, I see here one negative power that I'm glad to move down, right?
Right.
When I move it down, it becomes x to what power?
6.
X to the 6. So I can erase this one because I move it down, right?
Yeah.
So now look now, we're gonna combine, you see, just to avoid mistake, we're gonna do the combinations right here, just to avoid mistake. Y squared and y to the 12 is y to what power?
14.
14. Now you add them up. You see, now we add them up. Now we do 12 plus 2, which is 14. 5 to the 4th, x to the 8th. You go down, I have two x's that I can combine. It's going to be x to the what power?
13.
6 plus 7 is 13. 5 to the 3rd, and then y to the 10th. Okay, now we're going to simplify. Remember, in my final answer, I want to have only positive exponent, right? Only.
Yes.
So every time I will do the big number minus the small number, right? For instance, for the y's, I see y to the 14, y to the 10. I'm going to do 14 minus 10. Where I'm going to put it? Up or down?
Up.
Up. Thank you. It's going to be y to the 4th. For the 5, I see 4 up, 3 down. I'm going to do 4 minus 3. Where I'm going to put it?
Up.
Up, 5, right? For the x's, now the 13 is bigger. It's 13 minus 8, which is 5. Where I'm going to put it?
Down.
Down. That's it.
Okay.
This may, yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't too bad. These are kind of fun.
Yeah, it's not, you know, again, the problems you're going to see on the exam, they will not be meant to confuse or to be tricky. They will not. This is not like the idea of the exam. The idea of the exam is to see if the student knows the topic, that's it. So pretty much what you see, what you just did here is very likely to be harder than the one in the exam, okay? So, but you have to know the topic. So if you get this one right here, all right, yeah, now comes the scientific notation, right? Okay. You see, now it's very easy to get confused how we move, you know, we move left, we move down. Here, I know I have to move the decimal point to the left, to the right, right?
Right.
Up to what?
4.
Up to what number? Up to 4.
Cool.
Thank you. You see, it's going to be 4.79. And I count how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits, right? What do you think? Is it going to be a positive exponent or a negative exponent?
Negative.
Negative, because we have to compensate. When you move the decimal point to the right side, you are making the number bigger, right?
Right.
And when you make the number bigger, you have to multiply by a negative exponent to compensate that. You see? So it's going to be -5. Okay, this one is the other way around. We're going to do 9.65 over 5.76, and you're 10 to what power? 9 minus 6, right? Which is 3. But we're not done yet, so we have to do the division actually. So we divide 9.65 divided by 5.76, which happens to be 1.67, right?
Right.
10 to 3. So is that a scientific notation?
No.
No.
This number, is it between 1 and 10?
No.
Oh, no.
1.67?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is, right? So it does. So now, okay, what you can have is this, for instance. You can have this one right here. You can have 8.13 10 to the -6 times 5.76 10 to 4th. You see, you can have this one. This one is all multiplications, right? Now you're going to do 8.13. You do it at the same time as me. 8.13 times 5.76, right? This gives me 78.45. Times now, what power of 10 we get when you combine these two powers? What power of 10 we get? 10 to -2?
10 to -2.
Exactly. So now look at my example myself. Is this in the scientific notation?
No.
You have to move.
It is not, because 78 is bigger than 10. So we have to move the decimal number. The decimal point, we have to move it to the right or to the left?
Left.
We have to move it to the left 1 digit. So we get 7.845. Since I move it to the left, I have to compensate by multiplying. You see, I made it smaller, right?
Right.
So I have to compensate that by 10 to 1 power because I moved it only one spot. And then I don't forget my old 10 to -2 here, right? I don't forget this one. You see? So now when I combine these two, I get 10 to -1 because -2 plus 1 is negative. Okay. So when you do your operation and that number is bigger than 10, then you have to do arrangement. Okay.
Hey, Professor, can you tell me how you got that 78.45?
Yeah, I multiply 8.13 by 5.76 right here, these two. I multiply these two.
When I did that, I got 46.82. I don't know.
Oh, me
Yeah,
too, actually.
Maybe I got it wrong, you know. As simple as that, I got it wrong. So 8.13 times 5.76.
46.82.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got it wrong. I don't know what digits I typed, you know. 46.82 or 83, something like that, right? Thank you very much for letting me know. So now we're going to move it here. We get 4.683 10 to the -1 power, right? I mean 10 to 1 power, and then we combine with this one, it becomes 10 to -1. Everybody see that? So when you do the multiplication or the division of the two numbers in front, right? When you do that, when you multiply them or you divide them according to the problem, if the number you get is between 1 and 10, then you're good. If the number you get is not between 1 and 10, then you have to adjust, right? Okay, so, and then we came back to this, evaluate a polynomial. Remember what you do? You
Yeah.
take that number, you plug in that number, and here, frankly, we just take care of the negative sign. We have to put parentheses. It's -2 to the 4th power plus 2 -2 cubed plus -2 squared plus -4 -2 minus 9, right? Almost everybody will use a calculator. The calculator, if you don't put a parentheses, usually the calculators, they will not do it for you. Okay. you have to put parentheses, especially when you are dealing with negative numbers, okay? Right? And then you do the math. Simplify the expression. You see here, we don't overdo it. We're going to combine like terms, right? It's called combining like terms. So this term right here, we're going to combine it with, but my bad. First, we're going to take off the parentheses, right? It's going to be 7x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8x minus 9. What the negative sign in front of the parentheses will do? What it's going to do to the signs inside?
Becomes a positive number.
It's going to change them, right? From negative to positive, positive, negative. So it's going to be negative 2x cubed, right? This one was minus become plus 3x squared. This one minus become a plus 9x. And since the plus become a minus 10. And now we just go ahead and we combine like terms, right? These two together. How much? 7x cubed minus 2x cubed, how much is that?
Negative 14.
Negative 4x cubed.
No, it's 7x minus is 5x cubed, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Just 7 minus 2 is 5x cubed. So
Yeah, it was
when you add or you multiply, when you add or you subtract exponents, the exponent will never change.
right.
Okay, I mean, when you add or you subtract exponential terms, right? The exponent doesn't change because you're adding or subtracting terms. Okay, you just combine like terms. Now the x squared, I see 2x squared, right? I see this one, I see this one right here. When you combine them, what you get?
Negative.
Exactly, negative 1x squared. We don't have to write the 1, but I'm going to write it just to make it obvious, right? And then the x's, I have 8x, I have 9x right here. I add them up, how much I get? 17x, right? And finally, the numbers, I have negative 9 and I got negative 10. I add them up with negative 19. That's it.
Okay.
So sometimes what happens is when we overdo something, okay? When we think, no, I know it's something else. No. When you add or you subtract polynomials, pretty much you just combine like terms, right? Here, before we combine like terms, we have to do some distribution, right? We multiply these two. How much we get? 3x times x squared. We get what? 3x to the third. We add the exponent. Exponent 1 plus exponent 2. And then we move next. 3x times negative 2x is minus what?
Minus 6x.
Minus 6x squared. Don't forget the power, please. Right? And finally, for the first one, we get 3x plus 3. How much we get? I mean, 3x times 3 plus 9x. Okay? Now we move to the next one. So we get negative 5 times x squared. How much is that?
Negative 5x squared.
Yes, and we put it just below this one because we're going to combine them after. And then we move to the next one. Negative 5 times negative 2x is positive
10x.
10x. And finally, negative 5 times 3 is negative 15, right? We add them up, we get 3x cubed minus 11x squared plus 19x minus 15. All right? So again, you know, these are straightforward stuff, right? So here, when we say factors as a GCF, remember the GCF is everything that is common. Well, I have to look at the numbers 24, 30, and 12. And then I look at the variables x. Do I see x everywhere? And then I look at the variable y. Do I see y everywhere? Okay, for the numbers here, 24, 30, and 12. What is the biggest number that go into them? 3.
6.
6. Do I see the variable x everywhere?
Yeah.
What is the smallest power of them?
X cubed.
X cubed, thank you. Do I see the y everywhere?
Yeah.
What is the smallest power?
Y.
Y, right? So when I distribute, when I factor, first of all, your answer has to take the shape of the answer, the good answer, which is you put a GCF, you open up the parentheses, and you are expecting to have as many terms as original, 3 terms. Now, how we get each one of them? By dividing exactly the GCF, 6x cubed y, 6x cubed y, 6x cubed y. So 24 divided by 6 is 4. The x cubed cancel out. Y6 divided by y is y to the 5th. All right. 30 divided by 6 is 5. X to the 4 divided by x cubed is x. And the y cancel out. 12 divided by 6 is 2. X to the 6 divided by x cubed is x to the 3rd. And y squared divided by y is y. If somebody forgets this one from the answer, your answer is wrong. If you forget the GCF up front, okay?
Okay.
So don't forget the GCF. Okay, now, the next one, it says factor the negative GCF, right? Okay, the regular GCF is 4x, right? That is the regular GCF.
Mm-hmm.
But I was asked to factor the negative GCF, right? So I'm going to factor, so will I factor 4x or negative 4x?
Negative 4x.
Negative 4x. I put negative 4x like this. I go ahead and divide by negative 4x, divide by negative 4x, divide by negative 4x. Now I have to watch out the signs. Negative divided by is positive, right? So 4 cancel out. X cubed divided by 6 is x squared, right? Negative 8 divided by negative 4 is positive 2x. And this is negative 12x minus divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Okay, so here, if you don't continue, I still give you the credit, you know, but some people did continue because they say, okay, x squared plus 2x minus 3 factors as, you know, some people I remember very well in the test. Some people did say this is x minus 1, x plus 3, okay? But everybody who stopped right here, I gave them credit also. Because my point of asking was to see how you're going to deal with the negative GCF. That was my point. Okay, now we said factor by grouping. Right? Factor by grouping. So we're going to group neighbors with neighbors. These 2 together, these 2 together. What GCF I see from the first, only the first 2, what is the GCF? 2 what?
Oh, X.
Because the
2x.
GCF between 10 and 4 is 2x, right? So I open up my parentheses, I divide by 2x, divide by 2x, I get 5x minus 2y. I move to the next one. What is the GCF of the next 2 ones?
7.
7, only 7. It's going to be plus 7, open my parentheses, divide by 7, I get 5x minus 2y. Now, do I see something in common?
Yep.
First term, 5x minus 2y, right? It's going to be 5x minus 2y. Open up my parentheses. I divide by this one, 5x minus 2y. This cancel out. We have 2x left.
2x plus 7.
And then I divide by 5x minus 2y, cancel out 2x plus.
So why is it just 7 and not like 7x or something?
Because the x is not.
Oh yeah, I see.
The x is not in the other one,
14y.
and the y is not in it. Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, that was test 1, test 2. Now, test 3 we just did it today, right? We can go over it for test 3, right? For the, you know, at least for a few minutes. You see, I hope everybody did these correctly. I hope so. This one factors as what are 2 numbers? What are 2 numbers that add up to -5 multiplied to -36? What are they?
9 and
4.
9 and 4.
9 and +4, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And these 2, they look like difference of 2 squares. 16x squared is a square of 4x.
Mm-hmm.
49y squared is a square of 7y.
Yeah.
I subtract them, I get 4x minus 7y, parentheses 4x plus 7y, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you smiling before you got? Are all of you smiling because you got it right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, the next one here, we factor, right?
Mhm.
We factor before we solve. It factors as x minus
5,
5.
and x plus
3.
3.
3 equals 0. So we're not done here because we say solve. We have to keep going.
Right. So
Mhm.
it'd be
So it's x minus 5 equals 0. So we add 5, add 5. We get x equals 5. And x plus 3 equals 0. We minus 3 minus 3, we get x equals negative 3. Okay?
Right. Okay.
So this one is a frequency table. I think we almost did them in classroom, right?
Yeah, we
But
did.
let's say this one right here. Okay, what percent of student like math, right?
25.
So how many people like math here? Let's count. 1,
6.
6, right? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, right? 6 people like math. Out of how many people?
24.
Out of 24. When you divide 6 by 24, you get 0.25, right?
Right.
So, but we say what percent, right?
20.
20.
It's going to become about 25%, right?
That's the answer, right?
That's the answer, 25%. So,
Okay,
so,
good.
so yeah. All right, okay. I wanted to touch, to get this one, talk about this one real quick here. For the
Yeah.
classes, right? The classes, very important. They tell us the first lower class must be 20. And the class width is 10. Remember in this class we said to avoid mistakes,
We'll do the lower.
find out the next lower class. Don't find out this one yet. Don't do
So
this
it'd
one
be
yet.
30.
30.
So 20 plus n is
30.
30.
That one.
30 plus n is
Oh, man.
40.
40.
40 plus n is 50.
50.
50
Okay.
plus n is 60. 60 plus n is 70 until you run out of the range, 80, etc. Right? So now it's going to be 29, of course, 39, right? 40, 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, etc. Right? You see? This is how we do the classes. Now, what is the frequency of all the numbers between 20 and 29? You just count them. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is that it? You see this table, you see, do you see what is cool about this table?
Yeah, it was already in order.
It's in order, exactly. That's the photo. You see, I even didn't realize it, you know. I'm just realizing. So this saves you a lot of time because it is already in order. And 30 to 39, I just count the next one.
6.
Right?
6.
You got 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, and so on. So if you say, what is the relative? This is a frequency. What is the relative frequency? You divide 4, for instance, by
30.
how much you have?
0.30. Well, I got
1, 2, 3,
0.13.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 30, right?
Yeah, by 30.
So which is 0. What?
13.
13, right? 0.13, which is 13%, right? This one you do the same. 6 divided by 30 is 0.2, right? Etc. Etc. So now the frequency histogram, what I just wanted to point out is this. When you got your number, you just put the lower, so the lower class limit 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,
90.
90, etc. Right? You just put the lower class limit. The first one, 20 to 29, is 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have the first bar. The second is 6, 5, 6. I have the second bar, etc., etc. Right?
That's where I got stuck. Okay.
You see, that's the frequency histogram. Okay, now we talked about this one. Okay, this one, you know, we talked about. So just to, I think we talk about this. Okay. So now next week, as we went over test 1, test 2, test 3, right? So on the Z-score, everybody remember the Z-score? For John is 83 minus the mean 79 divided by the standard deviation, right?
Yes.
Which is 4/3, which
Right.
is
I got 1.33.
1.33. For Mary is 79 minus 73 divided by 2.4.
I got
6
2.5.
divided by 2, you got 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
So relatively, Mary did better, right?
Yes. Okay. Good.
Relatively, Mary did better.
Okay, I got that one wrong then.
You see? So
Me too. I'm so bad.
you guys are wrong.
I like did it backwards for some reason. I did 79 minus 83.
Ah,
And
okay.
73 minus 79.
Okay, I mean, you did 73 minus 79.
I did it backwards, so I did.
Okay,
70,
okay,
yeah.
I see. Then you will get negative numbers, but your
Yeah.
conclusion can be the same. Your conclusion could be the same conclusion.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the test again. We went over the test. You have 1 week to prepare. I assure you, this is just a regular topic-wise. This is the final exam topic-wise is not any harder than the test we did. Matter of fact, it could be even easier topic-wise. The only thing about it could be easier because the only thing about final exam, that is the issue for all classes, is a memory thing. Because something was done 2 months ago, right? That's just the only issue with the final exam is a memory thing. But if you remember, if you go over each section and you refresh your mind, right, etc., you go over the test we do it again and again and again. You have the final exam review. You have like 100 problems, You can do that again and again and again. You should be okay for the final exam. Now, the only thing now, don't miss the final exam for next week, please.
No.
Right? Because there is no room of saying how I get this, how I get. There is no room for that. You miss the final exam, it's going to be 0. So it's going to be next week, 6 to 8 o'clock.
Hey, Dr. A, I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
For number 7, the mean instead of 28.13, I got 28.1. Does that work?
Yeah. I said I will take all of them.
Okay.
Because if some people round to 28 to get easier calculation, I will take it. If you get 20.1, I take it, right?
I got a question too.
Yeah, well, yes.
In number 7, the mean. I
yes.
wrote 228 divided by 225 divided by 8. Well, I got the wrong answer. Will I get any score from that?
Yeah, I mean, if you see, that is the advantage of writing the steps. If any step is good, or if it's just a matter of mistakes. I do mistakes myself. I don't cross out everything because somebody did a calculation mistake.
Okay.
Right? I don't do that. When something is clearly wrong, flat out wrong, okay, then it is wrong. But if there is a mistake, like you add numbers and you do a mistake, that is a mistake. So we don't cross out everything.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
And see you next week.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.